Hello and welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence, and it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
I'm Shawn, and welcome to another week in the JS April event, where we're talking about the JSA related content, particularly the second installment of the Black Rain storyline of featured in Hawkman Volume 4, number 23 from March 2004. So we'll get to that eventually. And I guess I got to keep remembering to do this about saying what is our show? Because I feel like maybe people might be new. And basically, Worst Collection Ever is a podcast where myself and Jen talk about comic books in a comical way, in a humorous way. Excuse me. Comical sounds weird. With a lot of levity and a lot of crass. A lot of crass.
Right, I was going to say.
So much crass.
Yes.
But we love comics. We love reading comics. We love comic book culture. So typically we tend to do books that are consecutive ordered. And I guess also the whole Worst Collection Ever part, we collect a lot of really lame books.
Yes.
Or, sometimes,
but we mean it with love.
We mean it with love. But I generally do like a lot of things that aren't great.
Yeah.
And, so our comic book collection is filled with, with a lot of dreck, stuff that people wouldn't be like. I have like the entire run of Quasar.
Yep.
On purpose.
I know.
Yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I might do, maybe one day I'll have to bundle it up like real big and be like,
Here. Oh my.
To somebody, but not that day, not today. But anyways, we wanted to talk about, before we get into the book, we were talking about, we went to the, what is it?
It was All Seas.
So All Seas Collectibles is a store out here in Denver. I feel like it's been around for a while, but every quarter or so, they do they call it like a showcase. So this was the All Seas Spring Showcase, and they do it over at the fairgrounds in the Arapahoe County Fairgrounds. And I've been going to a bunch of them, and it's fun just to go and just walk around and just look at bullshit. It's really what it is, It's free.
Yeah, which is nice.
Which is really cool. And depending on when you go, you get some real good deals.
Yeah.
So, and it's like over 3 days. And today being a Sunday, we ended up going. And I was pretty glad to actually pick up some good stuff. Because here's the thing. So next week is another, it's like the Vintage Con or something.
Yeah, the Voltage Vintage Expo or something like that. Because what they have is like a toy show / guitar show / radio show / record store.
It's electronics, vinyl, guitars, and collectibles. And this
like
time
all shoved together.
And this time they're doing it in the stockyard, where they keep the horse with the cows.
Well, yeah, that's so down in the stockyard. I don't know if that's still there, but there was a big complex, and that's where the National Western Stock Show comes every year. And it's where people literally there's rodeos and they drive cows down the street and all sorts of stuff. Like they put them up for auction. You can see cows. We got to see them. They're very fluffy, surprisingly.
Well, that was so much fun because we're walking outside and they're grooming these cows.
Yeah, because you have to walk up over the pens. There's like there used to be a bridge that goes up and over. So you're looking down and they have these cows and they're just like hosing them down. They're air drying them. The cows are just like moo. Yeah, the cows like it. They like to be brushed. Cows like to be brushed. That is the actual fact.
It was real fun.
I know. They were really cute. And then they get very, very nice. And I didn't realize they had such hair on them.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cows have hair, like a lot of it.
They have very copious amounts of hair or fur or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference is.
Yeah.
What is the difference between fur and hair?
I guess one's an animal. One people have hair, animals have fur.
Maybe. I don't know. I could look it up, but but it was fun to see. And they're going to do it there. And apparently I heard some guy saying over there that today saying they're going to have like 200 tables.
Jesus.
Of like, I don't know if it's just 200 tables of just like from the collector's end.
Oh, I don't know. It's supposed to be big. as far as I know.
Real big, and which is awesome for reasons I don't understand. They would just constantly do these big conventions in the tiniest hotel places.
Yes.
And it's like, and which have zero parking. The parking is atrocious.
Parking sucks. And then the room is so small, you can like barely move.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. So I think this one's going to be a lot more loose, kind of. It actually looks like Pixel Dan. I watch his toy collecting videos and stuff, and he was doing toy hunts, and he kind of has one where he goes to like I don't know what to say. Maybe it's kind of like where we went to today, but maybe it's the same kind of thing, next week, where it's like it's in this wider space where animals usually hang out, but it's a different kind of animal this time. It's fucking nerd monsters, walking up and down the dirt. I wonder if we're walking dirt.
No, we're not gonna walk in dirt. I think they have like a complex where we went and there was like, I don't know, it's like a bunch of shit. It's like RVs and hot tubs and fudge. That like floor.
I get that. Yeah,
it was just like vendors selling whatever the fuck they were selling.
Yeah.
So wherever that is.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a neat. And but today we went to the showcase and picked up a bunch of stuff. And actually yesterday too, we went to our new favorite comic book store here in town, Hall of Justice, because every first Saturday, all back issues are 50% off.
Yeah, which is nice. Which is
a really cool deal. And there's a lot of stuff there. Because I've decided that I have like the books I'm trying to finish collecting, but like I have certain like runs of things, like, so I'm collecting all of like the Underworld Unleashed crossovers from DC back in the mid-90s. And then there's also, so as many as I can, the deaths of, from the official Marvel handbook from the 80s, there's the Book of Death, the Book of the Dead or whatever, and it's like the last like five issues, and I am kind of obsessed with trying to find everybody who's find the death issues.
Oh, of all the characters that are in this book?
Of all these characters.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's a goal.
Yeah, and some of them, and I'm also got
the ones where they die.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So like a few of them, like it's like because they kind of recreate the panels when they put them in that book. And but today was actually pretty great because I picked up a whole bunch of those. I found some Starman. I've also decided I want to get the Zero issues from the 0 Hour tie-in. Okay. Which we did the Guy Gardner one a couple weeks ago, and I'm just kind of into just finding all those because they're very. That's just to say it's nostalgic. That's how the nostalgic. That's how that stuff feels good to me. So yeah, so I've been tracking that down. So, and I found a few of those. I found like Legion of Superheroes. I found Starman. Just a whole bunch of rando books, and you were doing your thing.
Yeah, well, I was looking. I'm looking for my my BatCat stuff I have that list, my reading list, because what I ended up doing is actually trying to get like a subscription to Comixology, which is free if you've never signed up for it for the first 30 days. So I have been trying to find any issue listed here that am not familiar with, and then I go through it and see if it's worth buying. And I'm actually glad I've done that because I found a bunch that I don't really think are worth my time. So very exciting about that. So then I did that, and then today I found a whole shit ton of the issues I've been looking for in the dollar bin. So I bought like 14 comics.
Yeah, it was a pretty big stack.
It was a big stack, but they were all issues that are on my list.
All stuff really cheap.
Yeah, so $1.
Finding it on the cheap as we kind of do.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like how we used to do it back in LA.
That's absolutely how we did it.
Yeah, that's how I guess we keep doing it.
Yeah.
But that's the fun of doing comic book collecting, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Is tracking that stuff down. It's tracking action figures. For me, it's like also tracking action figures down individually.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe even in person.
Wow.
I can get stuff like in bulk, on like Mercari or whatever, and you get it in like a lot or something. It's like, yeah, that's cool. But I like tracking stuff down individually.
Yeah.
I think that's fun. Like even today I got this, I don't know, I forgot what exactly. This is like the Warner Brothers version of the Legends of the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Because not Warner Brothers, Okay, still Kenner, but there's like a Warner Brothers exclusive.
Uh-huh.
And there was a really cool Nightwing in there, and they have one that's just a slightly different colored.
Mm-hmm.
Although he doesn't come with his cowl. He usually has like a cowl.
Are they trying to do like his collar?
Collar, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
He has a mullet now.
No, you can get that with the original one that came out. They had a yellow thing that went over his shoulders.
Oh, even though he might have had a mullet in the back?
Yeah.
Oh.
But the way that his head is shaped, the mullet is kind of curved up on the back on the side of his neck.
It's a weird mullet.
Yeah. Excited to get that.
Good.
And then found Samurai Iron Man.
That's cool.
Samurai Armor Iron Man, which I kind of decided I didn't really know if I wanted to get. But then I ended up just picking it up. And I got this Emperor's Royal Guard Star Wars from the Solo movie.
Nice.
Something with that. And then last but not least, I got Polar Blast Batman.
That's cool. What else is in that box? Is that just what the box looks? Oh, it's got wings.
He's got the wings. So
I see.
The gimmicks are on the back here, if you can see here. Because I've kind of decided also I want to get these Batmans that are all kind of shaped like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like pose like just, it's a very...
Like basic?
Very basic, like they... Put the toy, they're basically just reusing this Toy Biz mold. Right. That they did when the Batman 89 came out. Mm-hmm. And they just repainted it a shit ton. Because I like repaints. Mm-hmm. I just like it when you, like, for instance, like this Nightwing, the repaint to most people, if you didn't really or even care, you don't care. Yeah. Is very subtle. Because like the blue is just a different kind of blue. It's like the other one's like a lighter blue. This is like more like a cerulean. Oh, yeah. Instead of yellow, it's like a gold trim. And I'm just like, that's cool. I need that. It is cool. But also it's rad because they have all these different versions of Batman and these repaints, and they got this really really cool looking like Azrael. Yeah, that one's crazy. I also like this one on the back here, Future Batman. Oh, Future Batman. Like, he doesn't look like Terry McGinnis. It should just be Batman with sunglasses. He's like, I'm for the future. They could have, if they were really like going for it, they could have done the if they had predicted Terry McGinnis, that would have been amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I found this another one actually I saw it. I didn't realize it existed because I don't really pay much attention to the Batman Beyond stuff. Yeah. But there's like a quick change Bruce Wayne, but he's young. I don't know what that is because I don't know why he's young unless he's also just like Dick Tracy for some reason. Well, he kind of always did. But like, I don't know if they were just like, hey, we've got this mold. Just make Bruce. Put things on him. Do it now. Yeah. We need kids to buy more average men toys. Absolutely. We don't like having code names. To like just to have guys wearing coats. Legal names. Legal names.
Back in 1940, 8 sensational heroes united to create the world's very first superhero team, the Justice Society of America. Now, 85 years later, we're gathering podcasters and bloggers from around the globe for a month-long celebration in an event we're calling JS April. Throughout April 2025, join dozens of content creators as they each share their own unique tributes to the original and greatest superhero team, including all-star podcasters and bloggers like
Justice Society presents
the Longbox Crusade podcast,
Campus Comics Cast,
Supergirl Comic Box Commentary,
the Quarter Bin Podcast,
the Bat Pod,
the Earth 2 Podcast,
FW Team Up,
Diana Prince is the new Wonder Woman,
Fanholes Podcast,
Back to the Bins,
Coffee and Comics,
the Huntress Podcast,
*51.blogspot.com,
Justice Society Origins, a part of John Reed's Comics,
DC Special Cast,
Between the Pages blog,
The Outcasters, a Batman and the Outsiders podcast,
A World on Fire and All-Star Squadron podcast,
JLA Stories and Friends,
The Monitor Tapes,
A Crisis on Infinite Earths podcast,
Lords of Order, a DC's Dr. Fate fan podcast,
David M. Gallagher at Medium.com,
JSA in the 90s,
Justice League Legacies,
DC Secret Files podcast,
Mike's Geek World,
Pop Culture Affidavit,
The Source Material Comics podcast,
That Giffen Show,
Worst Collection Ever,
The Fantastic Four.
It all comes back to Superman.
And that's just some of the podcasters and bloggers who'll be joining in the celebration. Get ready for a thrilling month of beloved characters, fascinating insights, and incredible stories. Follow the action on social media with the hashtag JSApril, and visit our website for a complete list of participating podcasters, bloggers, and what they're each covering at fireandwaterpodcast.com/JSApril.
So, we are talking JSA today, right?
Yes, we are picking up on the JSA Black Rain storyline. This has to do, of course, with Black Adam, but this is not a JSA issue we're doing because the story alternated between issues of JSA and Hawkman. All written by Geoff Johns. Jeffy Boy did that whole thing. By the way, I was thinking, I thought about this today, or not today, but recently. About that time we went to, I think it was Comic-Con.
And Geoff Johns was there?
Geoff Johns was there.
Yes.
And we had actually two kind of encounters, not encounters, but like moments.
Was I there for these?
Yes. Well, because the first one was, we got to Comic-Con and we were sitting at the bar. We were sitting in the bar.
That's right, because we went to go eat.
Yes.
And he was there.
And he was there and he walked in and then afterwards you're like, hey, he looks pretty good. Yeah, he goes, Geoff Johns had some nice shoulders.
Hey, sometimes men have some nice shoulders.
And the other thing was, what was it?
I know we saw him. We went to go see him do a panel.
Well, we didn't actually go to see that panel he was on. What happened was we wanted to go. Oh, that's right. So we went to go see, I think it was a DC Collectibles panel.
Okay.
And we wanted to make sure we got some seats or something or whatever.
Sure.
And the panel before it was a tribute to Gary Frank,
the artist. That's right. I remember.
Geoff Johns was
the moderator. Yes.
And
I remember this now.
That was, so we went in there and we sat through it. And actually it was kind of fun.
You had to ask a question.
Well, because Gary Frank, he's worked with Gary Frank. Geoff Johns and Gary Frank have collaborated on a lot of stuff. I think Batman, Earth 1, or maybe it was Superman, Earth 1. A lot of Batman, Superman stuff they've done together.
Yeah.
But I was most familiar with Gary Frank from his work on Incredible Hulk.
Yes.
Particularly the wedding issue and the issue before the bachelor party issue.
Uh-huh.
And I just had to kind of, I forget what kind of question I asked, but I think I asked about it.
You did ask about it. I don't remember exactly what it was. You asked about something specific at the bachelor party.
Maybe it was something about them drinking beer.
Maybe that was it.
So yeah, that was our Geoff Johns experience.
Yeah, there you go.
And we haven't actually we never really do a lot of his work on this show. We kind of,
I don't know if we have a lot of it. That's probably why.
Well, the only stuff I remember doing
he jumps around too much for me.
Well, also too, a lot of our stuff, like he's a creator of the 2000s.
Yes.
And a lot of the stuff we've worked at, we dabble in happens before that.
Yes, it does. But in the stuff that I have read by him, I feel he jumps around too much.
Oh, right.
Which drives me crazy. So like, we're just talking like 3 panels and then we're over with these other characters and then we're back. And I'm just like, can we not jump around? Can we just like focus, please?
Yeah.
So that does bother me. And I think that's why I don't really gravitate towards a lot of his work.
Yeah. If I recall, I think we did one Flash issue of his a very long time ago.
Yeah.
And maybe one other book, but this is in the midst. This right here is what really put him out, got him over.
What, writing for Hawkman?
Right, no, doing the JSA stuff.
So he did this before?
This is before Blackest Night.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, this is before a lot of stuff like Flashpoint. This is before.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so this kind of when he got into comics, was able to kind of break in and stuff. He managed to get his way to work on this book, and this is the result. But I mean, I've read this entire thing already and I like it.
Yeah.
It's not jumpy.
See, that's the thing. This is not, and I wonder if the jumpiness came later because, your writing style can shift and maybe you're trying to get so much stuff into however many pages you have. Right. So then you start jumping and that's when I get annoyed.
But this is what we're covering today. Hawkman Volume 4, number 23 of March 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And it is another one of the painted covers.
Oh, yeah, I don't think I saw the cover, actually.
At the back. All the covers are on the back here.
Oh, okay. I didn't look.
Here's the cover.
That's cool.
So the cover is just hot. It's basically what the end of the book ends up being.
Yeah.
Where they want as Hawkman walking into a ballroom or whatever.
Yeah, it looks like half of his wing is gone.
Yeah, it does actually.
And
it's kind of weird.
He's very mad.
He looks very mad. You can tell even from the back he looks mad.
Yeah, he's pissed. You can just tell he's got the posture of a pissed off man.
Also, for some reason, all of the characters here, well, obviously it's a comic book, so you kind of make, it's a cover, so you have to make sure people know what the hell they're looking at. But they're all wearing their costumes, which in the book they're not.
Right.
But Jay Garrick is mid-soup, looking very surprised.
He does.
It's very funny. And you can see Kendra, and then you have Alan Scott on the other side.
Yeah.
And Batman, Hawkman's fist is dripping with blood.
I mean, I kind of feel like when you're Hawkman,
I think that's a natural state of him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So Black Rain Part 2, this takes place this is the first time we see the JSA in this story.
Correct.
Proper. And they are in is it St. Roch?
That's how I've been pronouncing it.
St. Roch, okay.
I'm going with St. Roch.
And St. Roch is a stand-in for
New Orleans.
Yes. And this is where Hawkman and Hawkgirl live. They like it there. which I have to point that out because somebody's like, why do you live here? It's so fucking crazy. And he's like, and they're like, well, Hawkman just likes the mix of cultures and stuff, and it's just pretty rad,
Yeah, I like the part where he says like, this is worse than Gotham.
Oh, I missed that.
Or it's almost as bad as Gotham, and they're like, yeah, Gotham's debauchery is just like indoors instead of on the street. Because they just like they're on like Bourbon Street, but I guess if you're to assume the entire city is this.
Yeah, I guess. No, because later on when the incident's happening in that dinner or whatever, that
when they're at the ball thing.
Yeah, the ball. Or no, when the Hawkman confronts Battermaster.
Okay.
They're just bar hopping. It's Mardi Gras, maybe.
Sure.
Wildcat is very excited.
Yeah, Wildcat loves it.
I hate to bring this person up. For some reason, it just made me think RFK Jr.
He kind of does look like him.
That's what's kind of like, he's like, oh, I'm having a good time.
I'm hoping his throat doesn't sound like that, but I don't know how many times Wildcat's taken a fucking chop to the jugular like the fucking Adam's apple.
Every day of his life.
Yeah, right?
It happens. It did not even when he doesn't fight, it just happens.
It just happens. He's just walking down the street. And
he's like, I can't help it.
Yeah, so that's why he sounds like that now.
He's hanging out. He's like heading this stroll down the street with Jay, Alan, and Hector.
Mm-hmm.
Alan's just like, this street smells like a public bathroom.
Yeah.
And Wildcat's like, yeah, it's pretty sweet. Last time I was here, last time I was here was in 1977 with Joe Frazier and Al Pratt, aka the Atom, watching women's boxing.
Oh yeah, he starts talking about this woman.
Yeah. And but I love it. I just noticed this today when I was reading this. So he's got this crazed look.
Oh yeah, no, he's insane.
He's walking out of the panel, but he's also got his hand in his pocket. You ever see that?
Yes, I did.
I'm like, are you playing pocket pool?
He might be, because later he's like talking to some ladies. Like there's like a panel where he's like holding the cup and like,
oh, if you're
talking to some ladies.
Yeah, watch where. Yeah, find out where that
hand's been.
That hand is. Yeah,
don't know what's going on there.
Trying to put the 8-ball in the pocket there.
Yeah,
trying to do a scratch.
Trying to do something.
Yeah, this is where it's Alan and Hector are talking, and Alan's like, because Hector, of course, son of Hawkman and Hawkgirl.
Mm-hmm.
I keep calling Hector like just some guy. It's Dr. Fate.
Yes,
the current Dr. Fate of this book is Hector Hall, and he is formerly Silver Scarab.
So I also have a question here because I thought old Dr. Fate's there too. So when the guy's arguing, for some reason I thought
he's arguing with Nabu.
Yeah, I know, but he had like white hair, so I assumed he was Kent Nelson.
No, that's just he's just a silver boy.
Oh, is that just what is he like?
That's how Hector looks.
Oh, is it like 18 and he just looks like that?
Yeah, I think he's always been because when he was in Infinity Inc., he was like a blonde guy.
Oh.
Like a blonde, like He-Man looking guy.
Okay.
And then, or He-Man, he didn't have He-Man hair, but he had some nice hair.
Yeah.
And then now when he became Dr. Fate, he just looks like Paul Hollywood.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. That's because I didn't realize who he was, because I didn't I should have gone back and looked at those like pictures.
Yeah.
But I didn't. So I was like, oh yeah, that must be Ken Nelson. Dr. Fate, he's talking to Nabu. No, that makes sense. But no.
Yeah. So
he's just a young man with white hair.
And so they're chatting, and Hector starts getting Nabu starts talking to him. He's like,
I do want to know what he said, because he's just like, no, Nabu.
Well, Nabu later on in the series, he's getting real righteous.
You read a lot of Dr. Fate.
I've read, yes.
And you enjoyed Dr. Fate.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you remember the portrayal of Dr. Fate in Young Justice.
We've watched that.
Yeah. Do you remember the portrayal of him, though? Because basically what it was is like Nabu would, you'd put on the helmet and somebody would become Dr. Fate, obviously. But then I guess they had to like tell him several times to like let someone go, because Nabu would be like, no, I'm staying in this body. And they're like, no, Nabu, come back. That person is.
I don't remember that.
But I'm like, is that something that happens a lot? Because it's in Young Justice.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't remember that much.
Yeah, he doesn't want to let people go because he wants to be Dr. Fate.
Nabu be extra.
Yeah, apparently, yes.
and Hector's like, stop talking about my family, god damn it. I'm dealing with it.
Yeah.
I'm dealing because
I'm trying, okay?
Yeah. So they're trying to figure out where to go next, and Dr. Mid-Nite is supposed to be with them. Dr. Mid-Nite just disappears, and Dr. Mid-Nite is in an alley.
Oh, yeah.
Talking to a prostitute.
Yes, talking to a sex worker. I thought he knew her at first, but apparently not.
No, he is offering her assistance.
He's trying to get her to not be a sex worker anymore.
Yeah, he's trying to talk her out of the profession, and the girl's like, I don't know, I guess this is what I have to do. And he's like, look, here's a card for somewhere. You go talk to somebody named Nightlight.
Yeah, that's right, Nightlight.
Somebody you can get all your care, whatever, and stuff. And this girl's like, okay, that's great, but why are you talking to me? And he's like, I don't know. I'm just being cool.
Yeah. And then her pimp shows up and he whacks him in the nuts.
Oh, yeah. He gets him good in the nerds.
Yeah. Because she's like, I don't think I can go because obviously I've got this guy. And he's like, get away from here, weird guy. And so he whacks him in the nuts with the cane.
Yeah. And then he gets on top of him and is about to push his eyes in with
Do you think this is like
what he says here?
Yeah.
I think it's probably true. I mean, it's probably, I feel like it was
gross.
So he says, if I push just a little bit more on the right direction of your ophthalmic nerve vein will pop, your nasal passage will overflow with blood and you will drown.
Man, that's fucking dark.
That is
that's a threat.
That's some Dexter shit.
Yeah, that's a fucking threat, man.
It is.
It's not like I'm just going to poke your eyes out, which is bad enough.
Yeah, I'm not just going to do a Three Stooges. I'm going to be like Three Stooges, but the fucking extreme.
Yeah, exactly. If the Three Stooges were 90s comic book characters, this is what they would do to each other.
Hey, Mo, give me your
like,
give me a belt.
Give me the ophthalmical nerve or whatever. Squish.
Hey, numbskull, shoot.
I don't even know if they'd nuck anymore. If they did, there'd be a growl, be like, nuck. Imagine if they were humongously swole.
Oh, yeah.
Like, could you imagine Curly as just like swole?
No, I can't actually. I'm trying to imagine Larry Fine with the head that he had.
Yeah, exactly.
But also looking.
Yeah, the head stays the same.
Yeah, but the rest of his body is juicy.
And the rest of his body just like a Rob Liefeld drawing. And it's just like, wow.
Hey, Rob Liefeld, could you draw Captain America with Mo Howard's head on it?
Oh my God. Does he do commissions? Because I would fucking pay that.
Oh, you know what? That's what it is, yeah.
Put a lot of belts on him. Just tons of belts everywhere.
Rob Liefeld, look. I need you to do.
I know he's listening.
All my classic television shows reimagined. All the classic comedies. I need this. So you can start with the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
You can work your way up to Car 54. Where are you?
Oh, absolutely.
F Troop. We're doing all of it.
Eventually we get MASH.
Yeah, eventually get to MASH. Fucking Hawkeye. Just
can't wait for whatever he's gonna do to Klinger.
So we jump to the female contingent.
Yes.
Of this. And, by the way, Dr. Fate pointed out earlier, so Kendra decided that the JSA needs to take a break.
Yeah, they need to do something together other than heroing.
Right. And so they decided that now would be a good time to celebrate Hawkman's birthday. And Jay's like, I didn't know it was his birthday. And Dr. Fate's like, it's not really Jay. Kendra just figures he was born on this day sometime, somewhere.
Yeah.
So he was born on Rusev Day. There you go.
Oh, Rusev Day.
Born on Rusev Day. So the guys are out there catting around, and the girls, consisting of Power Girl, Hawk Girl, and Star Girl.
Yes.
Star Girl, yeah. So it's all girls.
And
girls
we do have to talk about Power Girl's little shirt.
Oh,
Jesus.
This is
Jesus.
Speaking of Rob Liefeld, speaking of chests.
Holy God. Her tits are so big.
She rocks the chest.
But these are tits.
It's like she's wearing like a halter top.
It's basically a bra.
Yeah.
It's a bra with thick straps, but it's supposed to be like a crop top.
But also, she is jacked.
She's also jacked. Yes.
As she should be.
Well, of course.
She is looking like
she is jacked and huge.
Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Like it is.
Yeah.
Surreal, by the way. But those them titties.
Oh my God.
Fucking A, man. You it is.
You're not ready.
You ain't ready. I when I opened this up, it got to this page. I was like, I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready.
Who told me? Nobody told me.
Nobody told me.
So she's getting her palm read.
Yes.
By her seer, and the seer just kind of is like, well, I could tell you're not from here, and you have insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
Power Girl's like, yeah, this sucks. I'm leaving. They're ribbing on each other. And Power Girl's like, well, look, if somebody grabs my ass one more time, because apparently this is what happens.
Well,
in St. Roch. It's just all bets are off.
It's a disaster.
They get accosted by the shittiest version of the village people I've ever seen.
Yes. Oh, 100%. I didn't even
because you have
realize that.
Guy in the construction hat. You have a sailor. You have a cop. You have a cowboy. And you have an Indian.
I was just looking at her.
I literally just deduced that just now.
Oh, yeah. No, I did not see that when we were going through it the first time because I was too busy looking at Power Girl.
Yeah, it's the thing. You kind of don't decide, figure the subtle hints that Jeff Johns is dropping in here.
Yeah.
But, that's because Rags Morales drew some masterful titties.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, the shitty village people.
The shitty village people.
Yell out to her, hey lady, take off your shirt and show us your
blank.
And you don't finish it, until later. And then we catch up with Rick Tyler, Hourman.
Yes.
He is in the hotel. He didn't want to go out. He said he had a headache, as I mentioned in the page before. And he's kind of having the DTs, the trembles, because he's trying to kick this Miraculo?
Yes.
Drug addiction that he has, or he feels
because
he has.
Because he had to use it to access these hour powers.
Well, we know he says it. Isn't he just getting them? I think.
No, I think because he says once he stopped and now he can only see an hour into the future.
Okay.
Instead of actually like being able to go into the future.
Well, he's not typically supposed to go into the future at all. He's just supposed to have.
Oh, he can like jump to wherever.
No, he shouldn't be able to do that.
But what does Hourman do?
So he takes the pill, the Miraculo, and he gains. Basically, he turns into Captain America for 1 hour.
Wow. That is not the reading that I got reading this thing.
No, it's something.
Because I thought when he holds that thing and he talks to his dad.
Well, this is, in this case, yes, that's what allows him to do this.
That's what I thought.
That he's able to put on one of his gauntlets or something.
He puts on basically a glove and he goes and he talks to his dad.
Yeah.
That's what I thought he could do. I thought it gave him like teleportation powers. I didn't know that he just gets Captain America jacked for an hour.
Yeah, he just goes and fights, but his father.
So what's he taking? Just horse like this?
It's basically an hour's worth of horse steroids.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Basically, it's basically eating a horse burger.
Yeah, it's just like
and just running out in the street. And
just fucking everybody up.
But yeah, for some reason he has this thing, this vice, this arm thing that allows him to go and talk to his dad in some sort of limbo. I think it is.
Yeah.
Because something referring maybe I think to the extant death from previous issue that we talked about with Atom Smasher.
Yeah.
Hourman was fighting him. The original Hourman was fighting him, but this is some sort of space where him and his son could talk.
Yeah, it was weird that
because Hourman dies in this battle with Extant. I don't know if it's a different battle or if it's the 0 hour battle, because I know the JSA, a lot of them eat shit in that battle.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was confused about what Hourman actually did.
I don't really care about this.
Me either.
I don't care. I mean, Hourman's very boring to me.
I agree.
I kind of like his costume.
It's okay. I don't hate it.
The yellow cowl and all that shit.
Yeah, I definitely don't hate it.
It stands out, but yeah, I don't care about this stuff. He's basically like, yeah, Dad, you can do it, son.
Yeah.
And I think he decides to go out.
Yes, he does. So
because they're supposed to go to this dinner. So I think
they're supposed to be like this dinner. So he finally decides like, okay, I'm gonna go, because he's talking about how he is worried that because now he can see an hour in the future, so he could like walk in and know, how to bet on a card game or whatever, or horses or football game, because he can see into the future and see who wins.
Yeah.
So he's like, I know I could do it and I could make a lot of money. He's like, since I have an addictive personality, I feel like I would just want to keep betting, even if I couldn't see into the future. And also, I'm like an addict. And original Hourman's like, yep, got it from your old man.
Yeah, we're pretty competitive. No, Dad, I am hooked on drugs.
And he's like, that's okay. So was I. But it was
I love it.
It was what, the 40s? Everybody was on drugs.
Oh yeah, I was on Miraculo. I was on uppers. I was on downers.
I mean, the doctor was smoking in the hospital. All the nurses were smoking.
I drank Coca-Cola. It had real Coke in it. God damn it!
Oh, damn straight it did.
It was so I got so high. Also, I kind of think that him trying to do all that betting kind of makes me think he's like the human version of like the almanac from Back to the Future. Where he can make the predictions on all the games. And It's like, oh no, I hope Biff Tannen doesn't kidnap me.
Instead of the book, he just takes the guy.
And he's just like, come on. No, because Marty's just hanging out with him. And he's like, oh, geez, I'm going to leave you here for a minute. Rick Tyler, almanac guy. I bought you from that store in 2015 or whatever that is. We catch back up with Power Girl. She's dumped one of the construction worker in the garbage, and the other guys are running, and everybody's having a good time. Kendra, though, looks up and sees a swoop in the sky.
Yes. I didn't realize.
It's kind of hard to see.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering what she was looking at.
She's looking at like this, this blur, and she's like, oh, well, that must be Carter.
Yeah.
And 6 blocks away, to be exact, the Matter Master, some dweeb with a wand, literally a wand.
Yeah.
He's not Harry Potter, dude. He's just some jabroni. And a bunch of rich people are there. And Matter Master could take any inanimate object and like bend it to his will and do things. Managed to block off the doors to this building, but they're just hands in front of it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Although he didn't do anything to the top. So you mean that in a hostage situation that the St. Roch's police department can't like use the helicopter to jump through?
I'm assuming no.
It's not like he
they don't go over the top.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
They try very minimally. I mean, they're all drunk on the street, as we can see. They're drinking and smoking and talking to women.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Having a good time. Who can blame them?
Although I do think he did there's part of this where he tried to get Hawkman's attention. It's a thing where he's like, I want to redeem myself. This is Matter Master. It's like, I want to redeem myself. I want to show that I'm, a good, basically I'm not a shitball villain. I'm good. I'm good at this. So Hawkman crashes through the window.
He's very, very angry. I have to say that the way they draw his mask, especially in the later
Hawkman,
yes, is so fucking weird.
I don't like it.
I don't like it because it has it's a beak, obviously.
It's not just,
but it's open. There's a bottom beak and there's a tongue, and so when Hawkman's looking down and they draw him speaking, it looks like he has an itty bitty tiny literal hawk mouth.
Right.
And I'm like, no, but then when they draw him the other way, you're like, oh, wait, he has a mouth under his beak.
This is the first.
It's very upsetting.
This is maybe the first, and I know it's not always been like this, but this is maybe kind of like the first time I've noticed the Hawkman helmet where it's got the full hawk face on it.
Yeah, no, I don't like it.
It's not his actual face, because and if you look at like drawings from like the Golden Age, like the early days, like they just drew it, and I've never read those books, but I was just like, wait a minute. So at one point, Hawkman had a actual hawk face?
Yeah, that I don't understand, because I always thought it was more like the idea of like Batman's cowl, where it's just like the top part.
Well, there are versions like that.
Yeah, but this one has a fucking bottom, and I don't like that.
It's weird.
A bottom that's not on his chin.
The full beak picture is just him going. It's just a bird going ah. But I don't know. I don't like it, and it's weird. But he does arrive. Matter Master shoots some glass at him. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
And immediately Hawkman chops off his arm.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He throws his axe.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking cool. And he goes, "Aye."
I always like that. That's every comic. That's always IE or IE.
Yeah. So then he's just, I don't know, just looks like he's kind of just still kicking this guy's ass.
No, he throws the.
Doesn't he jump on him right there?
No,
What's he doing right there?
He's just walking to get his axe.
Oh, I thought he jumped on that guy.
No, he threw the axe.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Chopped off Matter Master's arm.
As
wand arm.
Yes. So now he cannot do anything with Matter.
Hawkman goes and gets his axe, and he just picks it up and goes fights over.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Bye.
I don't know if this is the last time we've seen Matter Master, if he comes back. I got to double check because
that's a good question.
Because you would think he probably could die from this.
Oh, he could definitely bleed out.
Yeah,
if he doesn't cauterize it pretty quickly.
Hopefully the police and everybody are outside.
Yeah.
So we're at Shelley's.
Yeah. So then this is when we go to the dinner. The dinner, the whatever it is.
Birthday party for Hawkman.
Birthday party. Billy Batson is there as Shazam. And this is what I want to talk about when we get to Stargirl. Because I feel like Shazam's kind of trying to...
Well, he is.
But he's 8!
I don't know about that. Well, I think
Isn't he supposed to be 8?
I'm going to say Jay gives him a look later.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, that's got to be it.
That's
what he's doing that.
He's
got to be like, because so we get here and Mr. Terrific is here too.
Yeah.
And everybody's looking all nice and dapper and wearing regular ass clothes.
Yep, no costume.
And Captain Marvel is like, hey,
it's me.
Well, okay, Mr. Terrific calls Captain Marvel Captain Marvel.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, right here.
Oh wow, I missed that.
And then Shazam's like, Captain Marvel's like, this is some fancy place, Mr. Chairman, because Mr. Terrific was the chairman of the JSA at the time. And he goes, well, without the costume, it's just Michael. Okay. I'm like, but you just called him Captain Marvel.
I don't know.
And then Captain Marvel, I don't even know which
Shazam.
one to call Shazam, but he's like, you can call me, and he can't say Shazam because then the lightning would strike and just be a kid at a function.
Wouldn't you call him just dudes. like if you're gonna give him a nickname, you call him S maybe?
They just call him the Big Red Cheese.
Well, you could call him that, but I feel that's more derisive. Like if I'm just trying to get his attention, I'm not going to say, "Hey, Big Red Cheese." I'm going to say, "Hey, S."
BRC.
Yeah, BRC works.
That's my new name for Captain Marvel, the BRC.
BRC.
The notorious BRC.
Oh shit, he's going to drop an album now.
No.
Exactly. No.
If I heard somebody, if I lived in this reality and somebody was like, Captain Marvel's going to release a record, I'm like, no.
I don't want to know what an 8-year-old inhabiting a grown man's body thinks about anything.
Is he going to be like little Romeo?
Yes, I'm a big man.
I'm a kid, but I live a big man's life.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's going to be. Or it's going to be like that French baby.
It's the French baby.
And look who's talking again or whatever the fuck. Yeah. No, the
Look
third.
Who's talking now.
Look who's talking now. There's a French baby at the end of that raps.
That was a hit back in the day.
But no, I don't want it.
Yeah, I don't want that either.
You know what? The one thing I will say that I'm very, very glad the internet killed: novelty songs. Because they don't exist anymore.
They really don't.
And that's awesome.
The only person that gets to do them is Weird Al, and he does them whenever he wants.
But those are parodies, and those are just like they're supposed to be that way. I don't know. Just when one of those fucking songs comes, like the Macarena, you would hear it all the time.
Yeah, but there's still songs that people do dances to. And
I know, but I'm trying to think of like what else would be like a gimmick song. Like, I'm trying to think more of like, I feel like the 50s did them more.
Well, 50s definitely is like the rodent invasion of the early 60s or 50s.
Yeah, well, not only that, but like, you get your gimmick song like a Monster Mash, obviously.
Right.
Like that Purple People Eater.
Yeah.
That sort of shit. That doesn't happen now.
I do not want Captain Marvel to release
Oh no, please
anything. And Mr. Terrific has to help him with this tie because
he's 8.
Because oh man.
Is he supposed to be 8 or is he 10?
He's a boy.
Well, I know he's a boy, but how old is this boy?
I want to say more 10, maybe 12.
Oh God, no.
But walking in here is Stargirl. Captain Marvel's like, I'll help you to your seat.
Yeah, I know, but I'm like, no. You don't understand. He's a child, a literal child. If he was an actual 16-year-old boy, it's a different story than the two 16-year-old kids could go make out in the back.
Yeah.
But he's like 8. It's really weird.
It is weird. And this is where Jay Garrick and Hector Hall and Kendra all kind of look, and they're like, and Dr. Hector's like, hey, Jay, you okay? And he's like, no. I don't know. I'm watching this.
I don't like this.
16-year-old, this 10-year-old boy in a hulking man's body.
Oh God!
Trying to charm this teenager. I don't know what I've gotten myself into.
Because
here.
I mean, like, does he understand?
I think he just wants maybe.
Does when he becomes Shazam, is he like, oh, I'm a grown man and I have a grown man's sex drive now, or like, are you still fucking 8? Puberty hasn't hit yet.
With his mind, when he's Captain Marvel, he's Shazam. He still has like the kid mind.
The mind, yes. I'm talking about body. I'm talking about like in the body. But does he have this, like when you're 8, it's before you've hit puberty, right? So when he becomes Shazam, who's a grown ass man, does he now have all the urges and desires of a grown ass man?
I don't know. I just maybe
it's really upsetting.
I don't know if those chemicals are running rampant in his body at this point.
I don't like it.
No, it's weird.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And so we're, and also our man's there and he's sweating.
Yeah, because he just wants a hit of that sweet Morocco or whatever.
Yeah, he wants some of that candy.
He sure does.
The boys need their candy.
Yep.
And Dr. Mid-Nite's checking on him, and we hear an IE from the kitchen or elsewhere. And this is where Hawkman shows up, and he is just covered in blood.
Yeah.
We get this shot of Kendra just kind of rubbing her face.
Yeah,
like,
she's like,
come on.
It's really here we go again.
And so Hawkman comes in, and he's like, all right, listen, shit's going down. And he turns on the TV, and it's the news about Black Adam and Kahndaq.
Yeah.
And everything that we talked about last week. So there's that. Courtney, Stargirl, I think she has like a crush on Atom Smasher, because that kind of is implied a bunch of the future issues.
Sure.
And she is like, oh my God, I thought is that Atom Smasher? Oh, I thought that was him. And then I think, Wildcat's worried about Alex or Eclipso.
Yeah.
So they turn to Mr. Terrific and they're like, hey, what should we do? And he's like, well, let's go back to headquarters. Let's think about what the hell we're going to do.
Yeah.
And then this is where Hawkman's like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I have more experience handling this kind of shit. I'm the chairman now.
Yes.
We're going to do what I got to say.
Exactly.
What I say.
Exactly. He's like, I am in control. This is a hostile takeover.
Yeah.
So deal with it. Also, I'm very angry. And I'm still covered in blood.
He's covered in...
just FYI.
I don't know where... Wait, so all that blood must have sprayed everywhere on him from that guy's arm. Must have been like that scene in...
you're cutting off an arm. It's going to cut an artery.
What if it was like that scene in Tenebrae, Dario Argento's Tenebrae, where that woman's hand gets cut off and she just turns to the wall, just covers it in blood?
Oh, God.
It's kind of like that.
Yes.
It rules.
It does rule.
But Hawkman, this is how it ends. Hawkman is... I feel like he just wants to go in and just fuck shit up.
Well, I mean, that's what Hawkman does.
I mean, he's a warrior,
Yeah, I kind of feel like he's sort of just always angry.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be angry if I had to wear that mask because it's really creeps me out.
It's so dumb.
I don't like it. I'm fine with it when it's just the top.
I mean, maybe it makes sense if it covers more of your face.
But it's weird looking.
But it's like, just do something else.
Oh, no, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah.
But Hawkman is ready to roll. We're going to find out next issue what is going on.
Yes.
We're going to jump to the next JSA issue next week. And actually what I decided we're going to do in order to cover everything.
Yeah.
We're going to have to double up on some of these.
Okay.
So, we're going to have to figure out how to condense that and talk more about next week, JSA 56 JSA 57 and Hawkman 24. So we could get a better idea, because I feel like just ending it kind of in the middle.
Sure, we don't want to
just go issue by issue, but
yeah,
I think coming to a completion here during this JSA month is probably the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyways, JSA April is the event we're part of. We are glad to be a part of it, talking about a pretty cool crossover. So I'm looking forward to that. And if you want to know more about JS April, hashtag JS April is what you use. Check that out on your social medias. And by all means, check out the website for a listing of all of everybody participating.
Yeah.
fireandwaterpodcast.com/podcast/JS April. And you go there and see all the folks that are participating in this event. And it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's like,
which is great.
It's a lot of cool, a lot of interesting folks, a lot of cool folks talking about stuff that I didn't even know existed. And of course, find us on our socials, wherever you get them, the apps that we're on. If you go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please rate and review us wherever you can. And email the show at worstcollectionever@gmail.com. And I think that's going to do it for today.
Yeah.
So once again, folks, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you again next time.
Bye.